If you work with children and young people in Leeds, you need to be aware of the statutory guidance called Working Together to Safeguard Children. The Department of Education published a new edition of this guidance in December 2023, replacing the previous 2018 version. This video provides an outline of the changes within each chapter that you need to be aware of. Working Together 2023 was published and should be read alongside three other documents: an updated Working Together statutory framework, Children's Social Care National Framework, and guidance on improving practice with children and young people. Keeping children safe as a shared responsibility is a strong message within this updated document. Right at the start, a whole new chapter introduces this theme. It highlights the importance of multi-agency working as the way to achieve positive outcomes for children and young people. It's clear in its expectations that this is for anybody who works or volunteers with children and young people in relation to safeguarding and child protection. It tells us very clearly, as strategic leaders, senior and middle managers, and those who work directly with families in frontline practice, that we should share the same goals, learn with and from each other, be confident that we have everything we need to help families, acknowledge and appreciate differences, and challenge each other. Multi-agency safeguarding arrangements. Getting it right at the top is seen as essential in promoting this multi-agency approach, with a clear steer on the requirement to refresh local multi-agency safeguarding arrangements. The Leeds Safeguarding Children Partnership, coordinating the work of three statutory partners, the local authority, police and integrated care board, brings together the heads of each organisation. These organisational heads are, from the end of 2024, known as Lead Safeguarding Partners, with an agency deputy, the delegated safeguarding partner, supporting them in this new role. So what will these new lead partners do? Working as a team as opposed to being a voice for their own organisation, they are responsible for holding their own organisation or agency to account, speaking and making decisions on behalf of their agency, meeting the statutory and legislative duties of their agency. The specific role of the delegated safeguarding partner is also clearly mapped out, with an emphasis on the operational responsibilities of the wider partnership and the day-to-day work of keeping children and young people safe. This is an important leadership role, with one of the DSPs taking on the role of chair within this multi-agency partnership team. The chair of the partnership is responsible for leading and directing partner discussions, providing partnership continuity, and being a single point of contact for anyone who needs to make contact with the partnership. Alongside these leadership changes, the new document makes very clear the need to meaningfully involve other partners from across the children's workforce. Certainly, colleagues from education have been welcomed into the local arrangements. It's recommended that the LSCP has an education representative at all strategic discussions, and we have already achieved this here in Leeds. The importance of this involvement is that it will bring the view of education colleagues into the very highest level of decision making, with their engagement right through the system and out to frontline services. The same applies for voluntary, community and social enterprise sector, childcare settings and sports clubs. Working towards this vision, Leeds has primary, secondary and SEND school representatives, along with VCSE at its executive meeting, supplemented by designated safeguarding lead forums and some school and VCSE representation at its working group level. So that's the structure of the new arrangements. What does that allow the partnership to do on a day-to-day basis? This shared responsibility, this working together, gives strategic and other partners a real strength when they come together to fulfill their functions. It gives leverage when the partnership is making requests for specific information to any and all relevant organisations or agencies, allowing the LSCP to require that information is shared. This ensures the LSCP is in the best position to promote the welfare of children through, for example, safeguarding practice reviews and quality assurance activities. It gives a framework for independent scrutiny of the LSCP, inviting others to look in from the outside and oversee how it's working, making sure that partners are welcoming and they're encouraging a joint endeavour. It gives structure and transparency to the funding arrangements with equitable contributions from partners agreed by the partnership. Early help. Delivering quality early help has been a vision in children and family services for a generation, and that's brought right into the discussion in Working Together guidance, refocusing the vision in the 2023 publication. There's a real drive to encourage practitioners working in early help to consider the different needs of different family members, including needs relating to education, mental and physical health, financial stability, housing, substance misuse, and crime. This brings Think Family, Work Family to the heart of every early help service. Beyond looking at immediate family relationships, we're asked to reflect on the needs of those with a disability, those whose first language isn't English, and those whose parents who identify as LGBTQ+. It's the family and family functioning which Working Together encourages early help practitioners to target for support, to help families develop positive routines and to problem solve, to develop support networks and skills in family group decision making. It's not just practitioners who are encouraged to work together, it's families too. Role of education and childcare settings. Within this high quality family targeted work, at the core of development in Working Together comes a recognition that safeguarding professionals need to work very closely with partners in education and childcare settings to identify and understand risk and intervene with timely support to keep children safe. Safeguarding and promoting the welfare of children. The theme of family and communities remains as Working Together looks at children's social care assessments. Care of children is seen to rest right at the very centre of the family and with wider family networks. Assessors are encouraged to reflect on the parenting capacity of resident and non-resident parents, any other adult who may be part of a household, or adults who can take care of a child's needs. Lead practitioner. And having looked at what assessments might include, one of the most significant indicators of change in the Working Together guidance is the need for us all to think differently about the role of lead practitioner in situations where families are being supported outside the child protection arena. The expectation is clear, and we'd encourage you all to explore this within your service. A lead practitioner will be allocated by the local authority and their partners once a referral has been accepted. The lead practitioner role can be held by a range of people, including social workers. For child protection inquiries, the lead practitioner should always be a social worker. The lead practitioner will have the appropriate skills, knowledge, and capacity to carry out assessments, undertake direct work with families, and coordinate services. Child protection. When we move into the area of child protection, Working Together focuses very much on a complementary guidance document. It's available for you to read, and we'd really encourage you to take a look at the National Multi-Agency Practice Standards. This document includes new standards for all those working or volunteering in services coming into contact with children and young people who may be suffering or have suffered significant harm within or outside their home. So that's addressed the changes in Working Together which affect the day-to-day work of thousands of practitioners working hard across the partnership. There's space in this document, however, for those beyond the immediate partnership team. Never underestimating the need for professional curiosity outside of children's services, the document invites prison and probation services to be involved in the safe care of children. Particularly, it emphasises the importance of information sharing between those services, children's social care and other partners. For those of you developing your skills of professional curiosity, it's really worth thinking of seeking information from colleagues in those teams too. Learning from serious child safeguarding incidents. Before closing, the authors of Working Together bring us back to the core functions of safeguarding children partnerships, touching on some of the learning from child safeguarding incidents which have affected young people who may have been looked after by a local authority. Not a statutory requirement, but the guidance does encourage local authorities to notify the Secretary of State for Education and Ofsted following the death of a care leaver up to and including the age of 24. Going further still, there's encouragement to consider the need for a local safeguarding practice review when this has happened. It's always important to understand the role of the Safeguarding Children Partnership in supporting child death reviews. Nothing specifically new to share with you from Working Together, but there are factual changes to reflect latest legislation. So that's the summary of changes in Working Together 2023 statutory guidance. There's a lot to take in, and we have only been able to give you a summary today. But it is a very straightforward document, and we'd really encourage you to take a look at it. It's available online, and it's time well spent in keeping yourself up to date.